It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Steelers and the Colts, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
Hey, before we jump into this matchup, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts. First, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they went 10-7, finished 85 overall, 83 on offense, 89 on defense. You got a matchup of one of the best defenses versus one of the higher rated offenses. The Steelers were 8th in points, 12th in pass yards, 10th in rush yards, 12th in points against, 22nd in pass against, and first in rush against. Now, they started the season with Will Howard, and then once the Steelers actually signed Aaron Rodgers in the regular season, we made the move. Aaron Rodgers, 30 he not 30, 3,000 yards passing, 22 passing touchdowns, 25 interceptions. The game really doesn't like older people, doesn't like quarterbacks 30 or older. They tend to throw for a lot of interceptions. Will Howard was pretty awesome. It was kind of sad to see him go, but it is what it is. Caleb Johnson, 22. Caleb Johnson, 222 carries for 923 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. It was Jalen Warren's starting job for a little bit, and then once Caleb Johnson got over his overall, he took over the top spot. DK Metcalf, one of the best wide receivers in the game, 94 catches, 1,300 yards, and 11 receiving touchdowns. He had some of the sickest catches, including a game-winning Hail Mary, which is unbelievable. The Steelers really have a magic stone up their ass with some of the wins they had this year. Calvin Austin had a career year, of course, 77 receptions, 1,100 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Fryer Muth, 102 catches, 821 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Roman Wilson had some pretty nice games, especially earlier in the season. And Jonnu Smith, 31 catches, 260 yards. I don't know why I'm talking about Jonnu Smith, but that's that's it on that one. Patrick Queen led the team in tackles, 46 tackles for loss from TJ Watt, which is incredibly crazy, 24 and a half sacks. The tackles for loss in this game are pretty ridiculous, and I think they fixed that more in Madden 26. Jalen Ramsey was awesome, 9 interceptions, and this defense is very, very tough. It's a very, very good team. They have a lot of luck. So let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Those Colts, they won their division at 11-6, an 85 overall team, 88 on offense, 83 on defense. They were 19th in points scored, 17th in rush yards. I mean, pass yards. They were second in rush yards, first in points against, 17th in pass yards against, and fourth in rush yards against. They are a really good team, and they absolutely play like it. They're in the Indianapolis offense and the Indy defense, vertical power run, 4-3 under schemes. Looking at the stats, Anthony Richardson, 4,000 yards passing, 19 passing touchdowns, 23 interceptions. He did have a couple bad games down the stretch that really got that TD interception ratio out of whack. He did get hurt as well, and Daniel Jones had to step in. And then we had Johnny Taylor. He didn't break 1,000 yards. That's because Anthony Richardson was doing a lot of running at 6.4 yards, a carry, 7 rushing touchdowns, which is crazy. Alec Pierce, 84 catches, 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Tyler Warren, the rookie, 94 catches, 1,000 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, he went over 800. Josh Downs, who will be out this game, almost got 800 yards receiving and 5 receiving touchdowns. He is their slot guy. Johnny Taylor, 46 catches for 338 yards. Defensively, Zaire Franklin and Jalen Carlisle's, they led the team in tackles. And then tackles for loss, DeForest Buckner, 42. That's just crazy. That's way out of whack. Sacks wise, no one really crazy. Latu, he had 13 and a half, and the rookie JTT, he had 9.5. Quiddy Pay had 8. So some really solid numbers, and Kenny Moore with 9 interceptions is pretty much tops in the league outside of Jair Alexander. So should be a really good game. You got strength on strength, and I think the Colts are a better team, but the Pittsburgh Steelers just have the magic stone in their arse. So let's find out who's going to win this one.
Well, strap in, the first of 3 on this Sunday. What a day we have in store. Super Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
And I have to believe at his age, you savor situations like this because nobody knows better than he does that getting to the playoffs is simply not that easy. This is where he's got to call upon all of his knowledge of all the games he's played in the past, draw from it, and find a way to win a game. Because not only do you want to savor getting there, you also want to have success as well.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On play action, they'll throw. Washington's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8. Back to throw. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. They work now on 2nd and 9. Richardson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Richardson working from the gun. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now a 2nd and 6. They run once more with Taylor. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Movement there on the offensive line. A little quick and a 5-yard penalty. That's on the tackle, Braden Smith. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Richardson looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And, you know, listen, there's 2 ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Calvin Austin.
70 yards.
And the Steelers will strike first here in this wild card matchup.
They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. In motion right is Pittman. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Richardson looking to throw this. And that's going to be taken in by Ashton Doolin.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Now it's Richardson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
A throw on the money there to Doolin.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line.
From the shotgun, Richardson. This one completes Alec Pierce.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Play action. Now Richardson. This will be swung out wide for Taylor.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Off play action. Richardson.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Now Richardson back to throw it.
He's got it. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Taylor is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Now, during that run, an injury here, we got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
And his kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's a 2nd and 8.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him a gain of 37.
Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Back to throw again. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth
From 13 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
and able to get this out to the 25.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Now Richardson.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
Over the middle, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Here's Richardson to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
It'll be a gain of 5, and now we've got a 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And Wilson with it, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A good comeback there after the penalty, 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Warren. 7 yards there and a first down.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Warren. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well considered.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Colts will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
And I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Colts getting another possession here on offense. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 6. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Richardson out of the shotgun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Again, it's Richardson.
Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, and they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts?
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. And with a 14-3 advantage already, we'll see how much they want to try to push things, if at all.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Fighting through it. He's got space. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On play action, they'll throw.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We had 2 great games yesterday, and we're just getting started here. The first of 3 more on this Wild Card Sunday. We'll get back out to you two in just a moment. Meanwhile, in our game, it took a little while to get settled in, but we were in for a battle royale in this second half. And to call the action, let's go back to the guys who've been there all year. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts going to take over on offense to begin this 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Alex Highsmith,
the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
When you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Richardson looking to throw.
And a loose football. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
Shakes off the sack.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. They go play action here on first down. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll set up a throw. And this will be incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10.
Now it's Richardson.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down. Richardson.
And his throw is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Back to the air with Richardson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Richardson back to throw it. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 3. Richardson looking to throw this. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ashton Doolin. A 22-yard touchdown ground. And the Colts are back within a score. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Well, now how about this return? And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now out come the Steelers. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. 2nd down and 6 now. Back to throw here. He'll find Metcalf. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd down and 8. They'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Grover Stewart picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Richardson to throw off play action. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this. I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this 1st down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain, and they'll come right back with another 1st and 10.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
2 1st downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
On the option left, Richardson. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They go play action with Richardson. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and a yard. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 12-yard line. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. Oh, no, he lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they had it there so close to the goal line, a chance to take it across, claim the lead here in the 4th. Boy, that was a big, big mistake.
It really was, and as much as I want to give credit to the defense for making a play, I do tend to agree with you. That mistake, that's a chance to go in and take the lead. I mean, you're in great shape, yet you don't take care of the football. Boy, they'll be going over that like crazy in the upcoming weeks.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. He'll drop to throw. A short one there to Freiermuth.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 4. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Here's Cameron Johnston now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Jones.
Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Off the option, here's Taylor.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Jones. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 17. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Steelers ready for their next possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now back to throw.
Now throw right side here going to be incomplete.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones.
He's got his man. It's Pierce.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, the option to give to Taylor here.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want them to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he is going to have a Steeler 1st down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Their season ends here, a tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.